barcode, which will be read by the biometric voter verification machines, which will be deployed at the polling stations across the country. The voter allocation slip will be used by voters at all the 4 rounds of elections during the general elections 2026, namely the presidential and parliamentary elections, the district, city chairpersons and councillors elections, the municipality, city division chairpersons and councillors, and sub-county, town municipal division chairpersons and councillors elections. So for all the elections that are going to take place in the general elections, that voter allocation slip is valid. It should be used. Somebody should not lose it and expect another one for this exercise. I wish to emphasize that this voter allocation slip is free of charge and should only be picked by the voter in person from the parish or ward supervisor who is an employee of the Electoral Commission. The Commission calls upon all registered voters to collect their voter allocation slips from their respective parish headquarters. Voters are further advised to carefully secure their voter allocation slips so that the barcode is not tampered with. Please note that only a person whose particulars appear on the polling day register will be issued a voter allocation slip during this issuance exercise. Now, I want to talk about the deployment of the biometric voter verification kit, which is going to be used in the 2026 general elections. It has been a conversation on the streets and everywhere, and people wanted to know what BVVK means, what it's going to be used for, how it's going to be used, what is the purpose, what is this convenience and inconvenience, and you would wish to explain that here. The Electoral Commission has acquired 109,142 biometric voter verification kits, which will be deployed for the 2025-2026 general elections as a measure aimed at improving the management and conduct of elections through authentication of voter identity. The BVVK basically uses fingerprints and facial recognition to match voter details, which will help the presiding officer to confirm the identity of the voter as being the one on the voters register of that particular polling station. The system will enable the Commission to ensure that only registered voters vote during the election and that such persons do not vote more than once for the same election. Hence, it will help the Commission to achieve a one man or a one woman, one vote principle. One man or one woman vote principle. The Commission is progressing with the training of the officials who will operate the kits during the elections from the national level, the polling level. Today, the Electoral Commission has specifically invited you to participate in a public demonstration of the BVVK. The purpose of the demonstration is one, to sensitize you on polling day procedures and the use of the BVVS. And two, to demonstrate how voters are identified and verified using biometric and facial recognition technology. Number three, to build confidence, transparency, and trust in the voter verification process. Number four, to allow you, stakeholders, to observe, participate, and ask questions on the system's functionality. Number five, clarify safeguards in place to prevent multiple voting, impersonation, and other electoral malpractices. And number six, to promote understanding of how technology enhances the credibility, integrity, and efficiency of elections. The Commission appreciates you for accepting our invitation to participate in this public demonstration. And I want to take this honor to invite the Director of Technical Support Services to lead us through a demonstration of the BVVK. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson of the Commission, Hajat Aisha Rubega. Just before the Director Technical Services comes, as you have mentioned at the beginning, Madam Chair, we have representatives of political parties and agents of political parties, and for purposes of the public knowing who they are, those that are here, and observers, would like to request that they introduce themselves. Yes, Madam Chair, you can take your seat. Let me take this microphone to the agents or representatives of political parties to introduce themselves.
Madam Chair, I'm Moses Byabakama. I represent the NRM presidential candidate, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Thank you.
Madam Chair, I'm called Magara Kagoro Cornelius. I represent the party president of the Common Man's Party, presidential candidate Munyagwa Mubarak Serunga.
My name is Bichwa Rogers from the Alliance for National Transformation. I am candidate Mugenyi.
Good morning, Madam Chair and dear commissioners of the Electoral Commission. My name is Nelson Agaba. I represent candidate retired General Gregory Mugisha Muntu Oyera. Glad to be here.
Good morning, Madam Chair and commissioners. My name is Benedict Mutebi. I represent candidate Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu of NUP.
Madam Chair, I'm Mugenyi Henry, representing a political party, activist party. We don't have a presidential candidate, but recently we allied with the movement.
Thank you very much. All political parties, there are 27 on the register of the Electoral Commission, were invited to this press briefing and demonstration. We believe others are still on the way. And as you've seen, there are others on this side.
Good morning, Madam Chair and honorable members. Kaswabuli Joshua Clinton, the president of Revolutionary People's Party, and I have a candidate in the names of Bulira Frank.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I'm by the names of Bale Charles, the Vice President of the Ecological Party of Uganda, a member of the National Consultative Forum, and an aspiring member of Parliament for Gomba East. Thank you.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am from the party, Uganda People's Congress. You are most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Namatavampiga, my names. I am president of Activist Party and also a member of the National Consultative Forum for Political Parties and Organizations.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Moses Ruang Mephibosis from the Democratic Party.
Let us ask some of the representatives of observer groups, civil society, to introduce themselves.
Assalamu alaikum, Hajat and the commissioners. I'm Beka Walusimbi. I represent Global Election Observation Missions as head of observations.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Moses Ruang Mephibosis from the Democratic Party.
Let us ask some of the representatives of observer groups, civil society to introduce themselves.
Assalamu alaikum Hajat and the commissioners. I'm Beka Walusimbi. I represent Global Election Observation Missions as head of observations.
Yes, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kakai Ronald, representing Global Election Observation Missions. Okay.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sebaiga Shaban, representing Global Elections Observation Missions.
I am Michael Sinde, National Consultative Forum. We are Observer Mission, and I represent NCF.
So, Matea, you have several. Actually, you introduce yourselves so that we know.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and your commission. I am called Shirachasi Mirebalibumpe. I am representing candidate Council Esther Majambere, an independent candidate for Woman MP Kanongo District. Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chairperson and all invited guests. My name is Anan Mutawazi. I'm the Vice Chairperson of Friends of Uganda. Our nation is our shared responsibility.
Morning, Chair. I'm Ngobi George, representing Uganda Military Children's Network, Mbuya Headquarters.
Good morning, Madam Chairman. I'm Lole Muhammad, representing Friends of Uganda.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I'm Jackson Odong from Uganda Human Rights Commission. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Christine Warinda, a young youth leader, and I'm representing the young voters, especially the first-time voters.
Thank you.
Good morning, Madam Chair. I'm by names of Mulema Simon Nuka, Director, Friends of Uganda, and I'm representing South African chapter, Friends of Uganda.
Is that it?
Good morning, Madam Commissioner. Reni Mwanje, representing Foundation Human Rights Initiative.
Ivan Muhumuza is my name, from SA Change Front Initiative Uganda.
Morning, Madam Commissioner. I'm Ivan David Sedeve Moeve, Connect Edge Limited.
Protocol observed. Good morning to you all. Who's Patron Mugambiro, representing Patriots from Ntungamo District.
So, Madam Chair, there is a cross-section of people, young people, old people, middle-aged, NGOs, civil society, media. All those are your friends from the press. And now, as you guided, may we invite the Director of Technical Services at the Electoral Commission, Mr. Solomon Muhumuza, to give us a brief and then lead us to the demonstration.
Good afternoon to you. Protocol observed. I will start by giving a brief highlight of the technology that we are using so that it's easier to follow through while we are demonstrating. First of all, to start with is the biometric verification system is comprised of two components. The first component is the biometric verification kit, which you're seeing at the table today. And the second component is the central management system, which you're not able to see because we have our staff who manage it, but it's for purposes of administering the devices and ensuring that we are able to load the data on the kit. What we use, what do we verify? We verify the fingerprints and the facial features. You could be asking yourself, what is special this time round from the previous kits we are using? For the fingerprints, we are using a technology called capacitive fingerprint readers, meaning that before, on the previous years, we are using optical. It would use light to be able to read your fingerprint. The issues with that technology is that it was slow and error prone. It's a bit difficult to read your fingerprint for those who have used fingerprint readers, but this time the technology we are using, the capacitive fingerprint readers, is able to read your fingerprint in a few seconds, as you'll be witnessing. For the facial features, we are using what we call the infrared blaster, which reads deep features within your face to be able to interpret the biometric features that you have. So they are just two, the fingerprints and the facial, but the underlying technology is the infrared blaster and the capacitive fingerprint readers. So as you will be witnessing today, the process starts by assigning the BVK or the kit to a polling station. The way we have configured the kits, we've configured them to the districts, the various districts, but they have all the data for the polling station. And therefore the assignment of that kit to a particular polling station happens on that very day. And it also includes 10 witnesses and also verification of the presiding officer and the BVK operator themselves. We also do the assignment of the ballots. So we have the ballots coming to a polling station, but it's at that point where we have the kit assigned to the ballot booklets, meaning that it will be able to recognize, it will be having information already of the ballots that are there in terms of serial numbers, and it's at that moment that it will be able to know that these are the ballot numbers that I'm expected to look at. At the issuance, as you'll be observing, and this for purposes of understanding, as you'll be seeing colleagues here coming to vote for the mock-up, the machine, the process starts with the voter coming, and we verify the fingerprints. We know that in some instances, we are not able to pick the fingerprints because of the work people do. Some of us are farmers and the fingerprints are eroded. And therefore, it's at that point that we use the facial bit to recognize you. That is the second option that we have. And we know that no matter what, that is not degraded. And this information was collected during the NERA registration in terms of the facials and the biometrics. So once we do that, we are able to verify that you're the one. You go ahead with the voting process. We issue the ballots. We scan the ballots as well to ensure that these numbers of the serials are within the database. But at no time do we link up the voter to the ballots. We have two databases that are within this kit. One database that is storing the data for the voters and the other one for the ballots. The database for the ballots does not have timestamps. So once you scan the ballot, it will not, we don't keep time when that ballot was scanned. Secondly, it is random. The numbers are arranged in no order. So that way, it is very difficult to link a voter to the ballot that they would have casted. So there are two databases within this kit for purposes of clarity, and one of the databases, it doesn't have any information or log that would help us to trace it back to the voter. As I conclude, once the polling processes have been concluded and we go into closure, the first step is that we rescan all the ballots that would have been casted. The reason we do that is to identify if there is any ballot that would have come in that we are not aware of, and this would be put aside, as you'll be seeing from the process. With that being said, I would like to just highlight a few frequently asked questions which will come up as part of preempting the discussion. One is, how long does it take a voter? As you'll be seeing from the practical tests we've done, it takes about a minute to be able to go through the entire process of verification and for you to be able to cast. What happens if the kit fails? For each polling station, we have 2 kits. The main kit that we are going to use, if it fails, we have a backup kit that we use. And those who are worried about the battery for the kits, each kit has a power bank, meaning that there is power for the main device. It has a power bank. Even the backup kit also has a power bank. How is the data loaded on the device? The data is loaded centrally here at Electoral Commission. I told you about the other component of the system, which is the central management system that we have to use to load the data. What if a person doesn't have their national ID? Worry or not, you just have to come. We check across the register. If you have a voter location slip, that can also work. And as lastly, if you're at a wrong polling station, you'll be told the right polling station. The kit is able to read within the district where you are and to tell you, no, you are at the wrong polling station, you need to go to the right polling station. And if it's outside, we use the voter locator to be able to indicate where you should be going. And lastly, the kit works offline. It does not need internet to be able to work. So it operates offline and all the data is stored on or offline for security purposes. So that was just a background for you to be able to follow what is going to be going on in the practical demo. So I call Mauda to be able to lead us through the processes in a practical way by calling upon the various actors who will be taking us through this demo. Thank you very much. Over to Mauda.
Thank you, Director. All protocol observed. We are going to start our polling. Our register is specifically made up of journalists. So the law stipulates that we should have the first 10 witnesses. So we are going to have the first 10 witnesses to witness whatever is going to take place at this table. So we have our team. I just want to introduce my team here. I'll just have each one of them introduce themselves. We are going to have our BVVK operator.
All protocol observed. Good morning to everyone. My name is Yvette Naturinda, IT officer. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Vincent Byabakama, designated as the presiding officer for today's demonstration.
Good afternoon. I'm Jackson Matsuko. I'm the polling assistant.
And I am Mauda Kamoga Rutaigatira. I'm the supervisor of the polling station. We are going to have our first 10 witnesses. Just randomly, we can have our first 10 witnesses. Come.
Let's just
You can line up, please.
The people that are coming here submitted their particulars for purpose of developing the register for this electoral commission polling station, a mock polling station at the electoral commission here. So those people that sent their particulars are the ones that are on the voters register for this polling station. And we shared that information, and those that submit their particulars are the ones on the voters register. We also had a cutoff. Those who did not submit their particulars within the time will not find their names on this Electoral Commission polling station. So it is a real life example. What we are showcasing here is a real life example of what will happen at the polling station on the first day of polling next year, which will be on the 15th of January 2026, when we shall vote for president and members of parliament.
Thank you, Pierre. Our polling station has 3 ballot boxes. We have the box of the president, which will be the first one, and we have the second one as the one for the directly elected member of parliament, and then the last one will be for the district woman member of parliament. So at this table, we shall give you 3 ballot papers. 3 ballot papers. We issue them at once. But before we start our polling, we are supposed to have the first 10 witnesses who are here, the first 10. And then we have our biometric voter verification kit. This is what we shall use to identify the voters. And then we have our register, because before we verify you in the kit, you must be a registered voter. That means that your name must appear on the register. So, the first step at our polling station, assuming we have now opened the ballot box, shall assign the BVVK, that is the kit, to the polling station. We ensure that all our voters are on this kit. And how do we do that? We scan the top page of the polling station. So our kit is ready for scanning the top page of the polling station. And then after that, we are going to have the operator assign, have credentials to the machine. So the first thing, we do, we scan the ID of the operator. It has already been scanned. And then after that, we scan the fingerprints of the operator. And we always take the fingerprint that has the highest finger rating. After that, we are going to scan the details of the presiding officer. These details already come, they are already preset. They come when they are already preset on the machine. So once we scan the presiding officer's ID and his credentials, I think you all heard that sound that it makes success. It means that we have actually assigned the presiding officer to the what? The kit. So at this juncture, we are going to scan his biometrics. That is the fingerprints. So we are choosing the Can you show the people what you're doing? It's okay. It's okay. At this point, we have scanned the presiding officer's biometrics. He is our presiding officer and she is our BVVK operator. So after we are done with this, we are going to scan our ballot booklets, the top page of the ballot booklet. Assuming we are provided with 5 booklets for the president, we assign each of those books one at a time onto the machine. So we are going to scan the QR code of the presidential booklet. That is the first one. We have assigned the second one. And we have assigned the third one. That voice that you hear that says success means that we have actually assigned the booklets. It's only those booklets. It's only the ballots from those booklets that will be used at this polling station. From there, we are going also to assign our direct member of parliament booklet also. Can we assign them? We are assigning the booklets for direct member of parliament. At this time, we only assign the top page, only the top page, before we start our polling. So can we assign the third? We assign all the booklets at once.
Success. Success.
So at this time, we have assigned all the 3 booklets. Now we are going to move to our first witness. The law stipulates that we should have the first 10 witnesses. So we assign them this time also on the what? So when you come here, you announce your name loudly. We check for your what? Your details in the what? In the register. You must appear on the register. So, who is going to be our first witness?
Kato Monji Patrick Perpetua.
Can you give in your ID? So Kato's name has been found on the register. We put another tick on that, on our first witness, and then we scan the ID of the first witness. Put it up, let everyone see it. So after that, we are going to take his biometrics, and that is the fingerprint.
Right thumb.
So we have successfully scanned our first witness. Then now he moves to pick the what? Can you stand aside? Second witness. What's your name?
My name is Mbabas Davis.
Babazi Davis, do you have an ID? Babazi Davis's ID is on the phone. We do not scan IDs on the phone. But nevertheless, we can use your voter locator slip, or we can scan your name on the register, the QR code on the register. Some of us can go to him. So we are checking for Mbabazi's name on the register. So Mbabazi's name does not appear on the register. That means for purposes of our simulation, his name is not on our register, and hence he's not our voter at this polling station. But just in case Mbabazi was a voter within the district, the BVVK is able to direct him to the exact polling station where he should vote. So unfortunately, Mbabazi did not submit his credentials for us to put him on the register. Can we have the second witness, please?
Sheila Chasimire.
Sheila Chasimire. So Chasimire also submitted her credentials today. Her name is not on our register.
Ngoyi Bernard.
He did not also submit his details. The next one, please.
Ngobi George.
Remember, your name must be on the register. So Ngobi George's.
As a presiding officer, this voter has submitted a driving license, but will require a national ID. But though a national driving license, we have found him on the register. So this means still is able to vote. You can, if you don't have a national ID, neither a voter registration slip, you can still come and we check you on our register. When we find you there, still you can be able to vote.
Please, if you know you did not present your name to be added on the register, you can step aside from our the queue for the witnesses. Let's deal with only the people that presented their names. At this juncture, we are scanning the right thumb of our voter. Can we stand aside? Next witness.
Kabayo Simon. Kabayo Simon.
Abayo doesn't have an ID, so we shall scan his details on the what? On the register. So we are taking his biometrics. Success. Next witness.
Mubiru Bashir.
So in case one doesn't have an ID, we can scan the voter locator slip or we scan the QR code on the register. Mubiru is not on our register. Please, for purposes of, we only want people that registered to be added on the register. If you know that you did not register your name, please.
Mulindwa Godfrey.
So his details are on the register. Now scanning his ID. We are now scanning his right thumb, biometrics. Next.
Nachiri De John. Success.
So right now, Nachirinde is on our register. We have managed to find her. She's a registered voter. And we are going to take her biometrics. Another witness. Another witness. Announce your name, please, loud. Do you have a national ID? She is on the register, so we can go ahead and scan her national ID. Another witness? Announce your name loud, please. If you have a national ID, present it.
Lule Mohammed. Lule Mohammed.
Give me your national ID.
Back to the line because now we are still verifying our first 10 witnesses.
Next witness. Announce your name loud.
I'm called Bamwita Sadiq.
You have a national ID? Sadiq is a registered voter. Another witness?
Felix Cheyune.
You have a national ID?
Yes, please.
Please give it. Chayino Alex is a registered voter. We have him in our register.
Just move to the line.
Another witness? What's your name?
Sawiya Ramadan Namwanju.
This is our last witness.
Saula, our registered voter. She's here with us in our register.
So we take her biometrics, the fingerprint. Okay, we now have all our 10 witnesses. Our polling is going to start. Can we have everyone in the line? Can we join the line? The witnesses will also vote. We are now going to start with our voting. We scan the ballot paper. Every ballot paper that is issued is scanned at the polling station. So we are going to have our first voter. The witness is now a voter.
Kato Monji Patrick Pelepetwa.
We are now taking the biometrics of our voter. And then next, we are going to scan the ballot for the president. We have now scanned the first ballot paper of the president. We are now going to scan the second ballot paper for direct MP. Then we scan the third ballot paper.
Right now, I'm going to give you these 3 ballots. You are going to select according to your choice. We are voting the president, direct MP, and member of parliament. We are using the right mark of choice as a tick or a thumbprint. So please, you can go ahead and vote. The ballot boxes are there. You can follow, starting with the president, followed by the direct MP, and last then, direct member of parliament.
We have our next voter. Our second voter is also going to be issued the ballot papers, but we have to first verify his identity and his biometrics. So our second voter is being issued the ballot papers. He's ready to vote. Can we have the next one?
Kabaye Simon.
Yes, I don't have an ID, so we shall scan details on the register.
Please come and tell us your problem.
I've accidentally wasted this one here.
So right now, this voter has spoiled his ballot. We are going to reissue him another one.
So our BVVK can reissue in case the voter spoils the ballot. So the BVVK operator is going to issue. First of all, we scan the credentials of the voter first.
So your national ID
first. This is in case of a spoiled ballot. The voter damaged his ballot paper. So we verify his biometrics again. And then we scan the spoiled ballot paper. We invalidate it. After we have invalidated it, we shall issue a new ballot paper of the same category. So in case we rescan this ballot paper that is spoiled, it will bring the message rejected. So our voter has been reissued a new ballot paper. Next voter. Please pronounce your names when we get to the table. Speak out loud for everyone to hear.
Explain that, eh? Success. No, explain that. Not being able to scan any other ballot. So, that ring also.
For those who have beginning to vote for their first time. I know some of you, you have never voted, and today is your first time to vote. This is how the voting process goes. When you come here, we scan your ID as we did. After scanning your ID, we scan the ballots we are going to give you. Then we give you these ballots. You go and vote accordingly to categories. You see the first box represents the president. The next box is the direct member of parliament, and the last one is the district member of parliament. So these ballots are identified accordingly, box how they are named. Have you ever voted, or this is your first time? It's your first time to vote. So this is what you're going to do. These ballot papers are identified as president, district woman MP, and direct MP. You look at the boxes there. So the first box represents the president. It's why I'm going to drop the category here. Then the next box represents the member of parliament. There is also a ballot here. Then the last one, district woman and member of parliament. So you are going to open these ballots and read on top. They are going to be directly identified.
Can we have someone who has already voted back on the line? We are going to have different scenarios. So we shall have also someone who has already voted at this polling station.
Felix Kyeyune.
So at this juncture, our voter had already voted, and the machine has been able to identify that this voter has already voted and it has rejected. So the message on the screen says voter has already voted.
Success. 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 Success.
Please announce your name when you get to our polling station.
Success.
So with this voter, we are going to use facial recognition. There are some voters who may come and their fingerprints are bad or they did not have fingerprints. In other words, their fingerprints were missing or the quality of the fingerprint is poor. We can use facial recognition. So for this voter, we are going to use facial recognition. We check for the liveness of the voter. In other words, if someone comes with a photo, we do not do what? So the machine has been able to take his picture. Can we have the next voter?
Success. Success.
We have our polling assistants guiding the voters which ballot box to put their respective ballot papers. We are going to try our official. Next person. Our first priority is to scan the fingerprints. When the fingerprints are so poor, that is when we resort to the photo.
Success.
There are some voters who managed to scan their NINs via our voter locator slip. We have an online voter location page where voters can check themselves online and identify where they vote from. Right now, I have a voter who has come with her phone. She has managed to go through our voter location and put her number, NIN number rather, and then she's here, she has come to vote. But you know all very well that at the polling station, the most important document is the register. This helps us to identify where you vote from. Right now, the voter locator can locate that you vote at Wakanda 1. So let us check you properly and see whether you are in our register. She's called Susan Nanyanzi. And some voters are scared behind there, they are not willing to come and vote. Please come and vote, because some of you are saying, this machine does not uniquely identify a voter. It just identifies your national ID only for purposes of voting. There are some people who are scared that for me I cannot vote because they are going to know that I voted who? I voted so and so. So please don't be scared, come and vote. This machine does not uniquely identify a person that he voted for such candidate or another candidate.
You have your ID? You have your national ID? You have your national ID? So you submitted the wrong name.
Our voter here does not appear on the register. She did not submit her credentials. Can we have the next voter? He's also not a voter. Can we have the next one? His name does not appear on the register.
So this voter is not registered at this polling station. Can we have the next voter?
In case a voter is not registered at this polling station, the kit will be able to give us a message that says that will be able to identify the rightful polling station. So this voter here is not registered at this polling station. In other words, you did not submit. This one, please, this register is made up of only journalists. We are having our last voter on the queue. Please, police constable, we are not allowing any other voters. It is 4 p.m. and we are not allowing any other voters to join our queue. These are real scenarios. We have voters here who have just come in late and they want to vote. We said if it is 4 p.m., we do not allow any new voter in the queue apart from those who are already there. Our last voter is voting. After our last voter, we are going to go to the next phase, next steps, which is our post-evaluation verification. Post-ballot verification. Can we do that? Can we request all the people to go back to their seats, please? Please, can we go back to our seats? We are going to carry out our post-ballot verification from here where everyone can see what we are doing. We are going to start with the ballot box of the president. One category at a time.
Good afternoon once again. If we could have your attention, please. If we could have your attention, we are going into the closing process. Colleagues, let's have your attention, please. So in the closure process, we are going to have the ballot boxes brought. As you can see, the polling assistants are helping in this process. But I wanted to explain what happens at this stage. So this is one of the new additions that we have at the moment. So the polling assistants are going to pour out the ballots on the black polythene. Once that is done, we are going to use the kit or the BVK to scan each and every ballot. The purpose why we are doing this is to be able to detect any stuffed ballots. Those are ballots which didn't originate from our polling station for this purpose. As they are going to do that, I would also like to explain the other materials that are scanned. The other material which is scanned is the declaration of results form. The declaration of results form also this time round has a unique identifier and a QR code. And each polling station has a unique declaration of results form. You'll see that this is also scanned and it will be having a seal as well. And the other material which is scanned is accountability of ballots form. These two documents are filled and we take a photo of them. Okay, we take a photo of them which is also uploaded on the kit, and at that juncture would mark the end of the polling activity. But the issue or the reason why we do that is to ensure that once the declaration of results form is tampered with and changed, we are able to reconcile the information for that which is transmitted and the one which is on the kit. So I repeat, at the closing, once we've verified the ballots, we have a declaration form that has a unique identifier for each and every polling station, and also an accountability of ballots form that also has a unique identifier. These two forms, we take photos of them and they're uploaded on the kit, and at that juncture, once we conclude, we close the kit and turn it off, and this information is stored. And how do we then transmit the results is what you could be asking yourselves. The declaration of results form is scanned in a system called the ERTDS, which is election results transmission and dissemination system, which is a separate system that will be on our own private network. As Electoral Commission, we shall be having a big private network. It's not on the internet. It's a private network which we call leased lines that will be able to transmit the results from the district tally centers to the national tally center. So with that clarification, remember that all the DRR forms will be coming with a unique code which we shall receive on the system, verify, and say this is a genuine declaration of results form. And remember that we would have kept a copy on the kit in case we need to do reconciliation or reference at any point in future. So I hand over to Mauda with that clarification to lead us through the process of verification of ballots and the closing. So that's what you'll be observing at this point. Mauda, over to you.
Thank you, Director. Can we have all our ballot papers for the President? At this point, we shall sort to see if all the ballot papers that are from this ballot box, whether they belong to the President. In case we find a ballot paper that does not belong to this category, we put it aside and put it to its respective, shall put it to their respective ballots. He is sorting to check whether all these papers belong to the category of the president.
So these ballots all belong to the president. So we are beginning to now scan each ballot.
This is post ballot verification. So if it belongs to the president, it will bring the message success. That means this ballot paper was issued at this polling station. It belongs to the category of the president.
Success. 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 Success.
Okay, all these ballots actually belong to the polling station. We are just now going to have one ballot paper that we did not scan. That means it did not belong to anyone. So we can scan this ballot paper.
So this reads unverifiable ballot.
So this is an unverifiable ballot. It means it wasn't scanned at the beginning. And that is the message that the machine brings. It's unverifiable. Maybe we can rescan it again.
The sound.
We want to hear the sound.
Rejected.
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 So it means this ballot did not belong to this polling station, or in other words, it was not scanned. It did not belong to any voter. Our
So
next
just before that, so where the machine has said rejected, this speaks to the chewer. This machine is coming in to make sure that there is no possibility of an imported ballot paper or imported ballot papers from I do not know where. And then you hear about ballot stuffing, that there were ballots that came into the ballot box before the start of the polling, that they were brought in, that by the time we arrived, the ballot boxes were full. When this is done, as it has been shown, those ballots, if any, will be rejected by the machine, and everybody around, the agents, the media, the observers will be able to say, where did they come from? So this is one of the critical reasons why the mandatory use of biometric voter verification that verifies the voter, that also verifies the ballot papers, comes in to ensure that only one man, one woman, one vote principle is achieved to the letter. So that is what this example is showing. Thank you.
Yes, at this time, we are going to count our ballot papers for the president. That is for the category. Before we move to our next ballot box.
Can I have 5 people representing candidates' agents? 5 people from the media, just 5 of you, and act as candidates' agents, please.
We are now counting our ballot papers, sorting them into the candidates.
Candidate A, candidate A, candidate A. Right now, I am at the stage of counting how many votes each candidate scored. I am beginning with the candidate B. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So candidate B has 4 votes from this polling station, Wakanda 1. We are going to another candidate A, and we are beginning to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. We are counting votes for candidate E. 1, 2, 3. Candidate C has 1 vote.
This one is invalid because this person picked
It's
beyond.
okay, it's okay. Which one is it? Is it verify? Did you put it in?
Can we use it here, demonstration?
Okay. I have a contestation here. One of the agent is saying, hold for me here, this one. Are you able to see here? One of the agent is saying, this vote is invalid because of the mark of choice. And I told you during our voting that we are using 2 choices during voting, either tick or a thumbprint. So accordingly, this is a tick. Though it has gone through the box a bit, but it has not gone through another candidate. Remember, we consider the intention of the voter. Where is the biggest part coming from? So from the scenario here, you can see the intention, the biggest part is in the box, though a small percentage of the tick has gone through another box. So we consider this ballot valid. So I want to announce the results. Results for C. So C has 1 vote. This is a valid tick, you can see. This is a valid vote, this is a tick. Okay? So I want to announce the results. As a presiding officer for Wakanda 1 polling station, I would like to announce the results as follows. Candidate E scored 3 votes. Candidate D has 0. Candidate C has 1. Candidate B has 4. And candidate A has 11. And from the results here, I want to declare candidate A, who has polled the biggest total number of votes, as the winner at this polling station. For president category.
So we count the next.
No, we are not seeing the data from yet. We are going to count the next. Yes.
Bring that one.
Bring another box.
We are now sorting the ballots for direct member of parliament. Can we have
I have so many verifiables. What's the BVVK?
explain this now, though. No. No, but actually, the lady when it's scanning, you don't have to.
So in this ballot box for direct member of parliament, we have a number of ballot papers that belong to woman member of parliament. At this point, we have sorted, and these ones belong to woman member of parliament. We are going to scan them during the what? When we are scanning the woman member of parliament. So we are only going to scan direct member of parliament.
Success. 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 Rejected.
So this ballot paper is rejected. It means that someone brought it in this box. It did not belong to this polling station. So it has been rejected. We consider it as an unverifiable ballot paper.
Success. 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 Rejected.
Unverifiable ballot.
So this ballot paper is also unverifiable. Somebody was trying to cheat using another ballot paper that wasn't scanned at this polling station. So we mark it as an unverifiable ballot paper.
Success. 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 Success.
You have to make sure you're clear how you're going to put it on the ballot.
So we are conclude our counting, and still I request 5 more agents to come in front here and represent the candidates. Please, can I have 5 more people to represent candidate agents? More to praise. No, the candidates can hold the ballots. When you are counting, they can for their candidates. We have 5 candidates for direct MP category. So I am beginning to count. Candidate A, candidate A, candidate B, candidate A, candidate C, candidate A, candidate A, candidate A, Candidate A, Candidate C, Candidate B, Candidate A, Candidate A, Candidate B. Give me now. Right now, having sorted the ballots according to candidates, we are going to count ballots for each candidate, ascertain their scores. So candidate A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. B now. We are counting votes for candidate B, and this is how we scored. 1, 2. Hope you are looking at the ballots. They are the choice of the mark of choice, and 3. We're going for another category, another candidate C. Candidate C has 1 and 2 votes. First rate. I can't announce that. I want to announce. I, Vincent Byabakama, being the presiding officer at Wakanda Station, would like to announce the results as follows for direct MP. Candidate A scored 9, Candidate B scored 3 votes, Candidate C scored 2 votes, Candidate D and E did not score any vote. So accordingly, Candidate E emerges the winner at this polling station.
So we are moving to our third category. It is woman member of parliament. Remember, we found five ballot papers for woman member of parliament in the direct MP's ballot box. So we are going to add them here so that they can also be scanned and verified. So,
Right now, we are going to scan the ballots that belong to the category of district woman MP to ascertain that these are the ballots that passed from our table during verification.
Success. 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 Rejected.
Unverifiable ballot is what this ballot is saying. Unverifiable ballot.
So this ballot paper is also unverifiable. That means it does not belong to this polling station.
Success. 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 Rejected.
This one is also an unverifiable ballot.
Success. Rejected.
Unverifiable ballot.
Success. Success.
Right now, we are done with scanning all the ballots that were found in the ballot box of district woman MP representative. And we have concluded the verification. And right now, I am going to count to ascertain how many ballots each candidate scored. Can I still request my candidate agents to come and help me conclude this? Please come in front. I need more extra 3 agent candidates, please. You have forgotten your candidates. You have given them. Hmm? We have 5 candidates represented as A, B, C, D, and E. This is how they scored. Candidate A, candidate D, candidate A, candidate A, candidate C, candidate B, candidate B, candidate A, candidate D, candidate A, candidate A, candidate A, candidate A, candidate B, candidate B, candidate A, candidate A, candidate B, candidate C, candidate A. This one did not vote any. Hold for me. Candidate B, candidate A. So candidate A scored as follows: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Candidate B has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 'Is this one a correct one or this is an invalid one? Can you see here? What do you say? What did he do? We are supposed to use a tick or the thumbprint, but this person just wrote yes. So this ballot is invalid. So candidate C has 1 and 2 votes. Candidate D has 1 and 2 votes. And D has 0. E. 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 Has only E. Go back. Thank you so much. So, accordingly, the candidate scored as follows: candidate A scored 12 votes, candidate B 5, candidate C 2, candidate D 2, and candidate E didn't score any. So right now, we're going to do the form filling, the DLR forms. As the next step on this machine, because after we have verified the ballots, so the next step is to scan the DLR forms to capture the results correctly and then be able to submit.
So we are now going to fill our DR forms, that is Declaration of Results form, which we shall later scan on the kit and then take a picture of it and submit it. We fill DR forms for the different categories. The polling assistant can work together with the presiding officer. And after we have scanned the DR form, we scan the accountability of ballot papers form also. Can we have our agents back to witness this? The agents that had for the president. Please, our agents, can you come forward? The agents who witnessed the counting. Please, agents, we had 5 agents. 3 more. Where are the other 3? Now filling our DR form, we also fill the spoiled ballot paper and the invalid ballot papers. Okay, our agents have witnessed the filling of the DR form. They should actually sign on the DR form, but for purposes of our demonstration, they will not sign. But they have witnessed. So you can go back to your seats. So we are now going to scan the DR forms. We shall first scan the presidential category DR form.
Success.
After that, we take a picture. We scan the second page. Depending on the number of candidates that are on our DR form. Then after that, we submit the DR form for the category of the president. So now we move to the DR form for the direct member of parliament. We're now going to take the picture. You're scanning the second page. We are now moving to the DR form for the last category, that is Woman Member of Parliament. We shall scan it.
Success.
Now we shall take the picture of the first page that we scanned. We take a picture of the second page. And we submit that category. We shall also scan the accountability of ballot papers form on the machine for the different categories. We start with the presidential category.
Success.
We take a picture now. Take a picture of the second page. We are going now to the next category of the accountability form, which is the direct member of parliament. We scan.
Success.
We are now going to submit that category.
Success.
And once we submit, that means we cannot go back to make any changes on that form. We are now scanning the accountability for the woman member of parliament.
Success. Success.
So after we have scanned the accountability of ballot paper forms for the different categories and the DR forms have all been submitted, we are now going to close our elections. So we close by verifying the IDs of our officials, that is the BVVK operator, and we take her biometrics, the fingerprint, and then we also scan the presiding officer's ID. This is at the closing of our elections.
Success.
We also scan his biometrics.
Success.
And we close our election. Our machine has been successfully closed, and it takes us back to the initial stage of this machine. That means we cannot do any other thing on this machine. Can we look at the battery level? Let's see. Please, let's listen to each other. We started our election when the battery was at 100%. It is now at 79%. So this is cutting edge technology for our biometric voter verification kit. Thank you very much.
Excuse me. I'm seeing so many meetings going on. Let's pay attention, please. Okay? There's that group there, please. Xavier, please be attentive. Let's listen to what they are telling us. Okay? Thank you. Okay, let me invite Mr. Mubaje to take us through the next session. Thank you. Yes, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I've had to stand up just to have a short recap of what has happened today. Today we came here to demo to the public how the biometric voter verification kit works. So as we have seen, the kit has been able to open elections at the polling, like you are all informed. The kit is usually loaded with the entire district information. Voters of the entire district shall be loaded onto the kit. But for purposes of elections, the operator and the presiding officer are assigned specific polling stations. And even the voters also vote from specific polling stations. So what the initialization of the polling station is all about is to ensure that the voters, only voters at a given polling station, actually vote at that polling station. And then the presiding officer and the operator of a specific polling station actually preside over the elections at that given polling station. That's why we have to verify them. So we have witnessed that the kit is able to verify voters. It's also able to verify ballots. So even if somebody went to NASA Road and forged a ballot, it will not be accepted by the kit. That's what the demo is all about. If we got ballots at this polling station that have already been assigned to this polling station, you cannot again carry them to another polling station for voting. There will be invalid ballots. That's what the kit was demonstrating. But also, we have seen that we started this exercise at 11, and it's already past, it's already coming to 2:30. And the kit, the battery was at 90%. As we speak now, the battery is at 79, meaning that it has only used 11% of its battery life. So the kit is that strong that the kit can actually take us through the whole day of polling, even 2 days. Because if there's no activity, then if it's idle, then the battery is not being used. All this has been witnessed today. If anybody has any questions regarding the kit, we are ready to respond to them. But as far as we are concerned, come 2026, starting with the first round of elections on the 15th of January, we are going to use the biometric voter verification as the mode of verifying voters, ballots. Then later, we have seen also that even the DRR form that will get transmitted to the tally center, that DRR form, the kit is configured to save it. So you're going to get a snapshot of the image of the DRR forms that get transmitted, because the result announcement is not done at the polling station, it's done at the tally center. So every district will have its own tally center. Then for presidential, we have the national tally center. So all the results from the various polling stations, which are captured on the DRR forms, the DRR form is sent to that tally center at the district. That's where they will tally and tell you who the winner are and then the losers. Yes, so in summary, that's what we are demoing. Thank you. Any questions?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mobaje. Members of the press and stakeholders, we now have opportunity to ask questions relating to this and the presentation that the Deputy Chairperson made. Richard, you can move the microphone. You mention your name and your media house or your organization. Thank you.
Paul Bakabulindi erinnya lyange kola ne BBS Telefina. Ekibuzo kyange kigenda eri Deputy Chair. Ekisooka tugenda mu kulonda nga omuwendo gwa polling stations entuufu gumanyiddwa mu figures naye nga abeesimbyewo n'abalonzi tebamanyi polling stations ntuufu na wawe ziri. Twagala okumanya nga Deputy Chair kubanga bangi kubeesimbyewo ne ba agents baabwe bano basobola okubuulira singa omugamba nti polling stations empya ziri mmeka tewali azimanyi ate n'abalonzi tebazimanyi. Tulabye akuma wano nga kagamba nti bw'ogenda nga omanyi olondera awo ko kakugamba nti ozze naye tolondera wano ne bakulagira polling stations. Polling station gy'olina okulonderako oba oli awo kiyinza okuleeta abangi ku balonzi okubivaako nga ye amanyi wano wabadde alondera nga akakiiko tekamulaga wa watuufu walina kulondera. Twagala okumanya ku polling stations ezo empya lwaki akakiiko tekatimba polling stations ezo empya oluvannyuma lw'okudigazeetinga n'okugatta polling stations.
Okay, Paul is asking about polling stations, especially awareness about polling stations. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Buseni Samuel. I work with the Daily Monitor. From the presentation, you have been counting, and it takes one minute for somebody to go through the verification process, as you said. But when you count at the polling station with 600 voters, that is around 10 hours. That is from 7 to 4 p.m. Those are 10 hours. So what you did, it is like fantasy. You didn't expect any disaster, anything to happen. We have polling stations in the past where voting has started at 10, 11. You didn't put in consideration the other factors that could delay the voters or the votes, the ballots in reaching to some areas. I want to understand, how have you prepared in such scenarios? Thank you.
Thank you, Hussein.
Nze Kyambadde Lawrence Ziwa nkola ne sooti. Ekibuuzo kyange kiri ku buuma buno ndabye nga ebbanga eriyiseewo okufulumya lizaati ezivudde mu birondeddwa libadde ddene. Ate ogambye nti nno omuliro battery yaako okusinziira ku nnamba y'abalonzi abalonze n'ennamba y'abalonzi abagenda olonda ku polling station abasuka mu 600, olaba nga battery ejja kudduka mangu okuggwako. N'ekirala kino kye mukoze wano lwaki temukitutte mu byalo biri ebyalo ebyaffe biri abalonzi gye bagenda nabo ne bakimanyira abavubuka bano bwe mwatraininze kuba bano bakugu naye bw'olaba nga batuta obudde buno naye ate bali eri be mwatraininzemu ennaku zino entono zino naye ng'olaba bano bakugu, bano be bakugu bammwe abakikoze. naye olaba batuta obudde bungi, abalonzi bali 10 batono nnyo abakoze ne batuta obudde bungi. Mulaba nga tekigenda kuleetawo kusomoozebwa bali bannaffe bali abaana ba senior 6 abaana ba senior 4 be mwa trainings mu ndeeyo.
Thank you, Salt.
My name is Norbert. I work with NTV. I need a clarification on the number of voters per polling station because I think last time the EC chairperson said between 600 to 700. So what's the figure of the number of voters per polling station?
Greetings, everyone. William Muranga from Beg Media. How dependable are these biometric verification gadgets for EC users up country and countrywide? Thank you.
We had some hands on your right.
Leon Chigozi, Reuters.
William, just excuse me. William, we need to take your question again for clarity. Please, thank you.
I'm sorry, thank you. I'm saying that how dependable are these biometric verification gadgets to the users countrywide? I don't know whether they have all received training to handle these gadgets. Thank you.
Leon Chigozi, Reuters. How does the BVVK enhance the transparency and credibility of the electoral process? And what measures have been put in place to ensure the security and accuracy of the BVVK?
Thank you, Leon.
Apollo Tusime. Buzo change kiri nti akuuma ako yes oli omulonzi babanga amaze okufuna data we asigala mu mukuuma ako nti ekiseera bwe kituuka nga tusazeewo okugenda mu kooti tusobola okusaba akakiiko ne katuwa information ey'enamba y'abalonzi abalonda ku polling station gindi ne gindi oba nedda.
Mutebi Benedict from NUP. Now, accordingly to the Presidential Act, the returning officer at the district is supposed to share results with us electronically, all the stakeholders, before being announced by the main tally center. Are you going to share with us those results? And can we access the information, the data in those machines before results are being declared at the tally center, main tally center?
Thank you, Ben.
Katongole Issa is my name, working with Rest TV. My question is, waliwo enteekateeka ey'okulaba nti abantu bali eri abagenda okujja okulonda bafuna access ku buuma buno before kulonda, kubanga kyendowooza nti omuntu bw'ajja ne yeekebera n'alaba nga mwali okwewala okubouncinga ku didde kiyinza okutuyambako. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Nachiride Joanna. My question is...
Joanna, loud enough, Joanna.
Oh, my question is, we have seen the PVVDK and it's good, but is it anyway linked to Fanon? Because Fanon is more transparent and we have tried it, some of us, and it works. So is it anyway linked to this?
John, what is Fanon?
Well,
can you explain Fanon a little bit?
I don't know much about it, but the little I know, it is an online application that has the same exact thing that is here, but it's transparent and it can show you your polling station as well.
Okay, it's noted.
Xavier Mujukira Inaman. Akuuma kano nga tulaba kagenda twala obudde bungi mu kaseera ak'okubala obululu kubanga batulaze nti kalina okusooka okukakasa nti akalulu katuufu success oba rejected success. Abalonzi we babeera 100 ku polling station balina osooka okukebera akalulu success paka ku 100 olwo balyoke batandika ate okububala. Tetuvuddewo okusaba 6 gwa kiro ku polling station.
Thank you.
Ngoy Bernard is my name. So what I was asking some clarification is when during the time of registration for national ID, We have some members who registered from a place and they have migrated to another place where they have new their IDs. Where will they vote from? That is one. Then two, isn't this machine, can this machine work in this way that people first submitting their fingerprints so that they can know where they are voting from some area before looking at the register? Because just imagine someone lining up from morning up to 4, then reaches at the machine and is told they're not supposed to vote from here. Then would that person move from a point A, let us about 30 kilometers, to go to a place where to vote from? It will be a bit inconveniencing and to demoralize people from voting. So I don't know how it will be done.
Thank you. Thank you for your questions. I think we will now allow the Commission to respond to those and give you the answers. Thank you very much once again.
I'll give you. No. Yeah, thank you so much. It appears that there's been a lot of interest in the BVVK. I wish you had taken great interest during the demonstration. Most of the questions that are coming up about the BVVK were answered there when the demonstration was taking place. Unfortunately, there was a lot of conversation taking place in different parts, and therefore people were not following. We are here complaining at the table saying people are not following when the demonstration is taking place, and this is why the questions are coming up this time round. But most of the questions you are raising, the technical team will answer them, although they have already answered them during the demonstration. One thing that I'm very sure about is that you didn't go in with a positive mind to learn what was taking place, and therefore you didn't learn. But I will ask the head technical service and also Mr. Commissioner Peter to answer some of these questions. The first question that came up was from Paul Bakabulindi, and Paul wanted to know that the number of polling people don't know where they're going to vote from. I think that's what I got from him. And your concern was there's some new polling stations. Now, what we have, what you call new polling stations, are in a center where the old polling stations were. There's nothing like moving you from here to Ginger Road where we were. You are going to be here, but probably divided, the polling station has been divided for the convenience of the BVVK. Like many of you have been saying, the time will not be enough and the rest of 1,000 people. Now we are saying you are going to be 500 and another 500 are going to be here. And therefore, you are not going to miss to know where you are going to be because you are all in the same place, that same polling center, but different stations. That is for Paul. And the rest of the questions were BVVK. I have to say that the polling station, the polling stations are 50,739. And the NVR, the National Voters Register, is 21,681,491 voters. That is the information that you want. And the question that came from Benedict, returning officer, supposed to share results with us before. It is answered here. You are going to get your results form. You are going to get it even before the National Talent Center receives the results. You are going to get it. I wish, if we had more time, I would have repeated. I'm a teacher. I would have repeated the demonstration for people who didn't pay attention to be able to learn and understand what it's going to be. You're supposed to be our ambassadors for people. It's going to be very convenient. It's going to deliver results in timely manner. And another person was asking, how it has taken a long time. This has been a demonstration. It was punctuated with a lot of talking and explanations and the rest of it because it was a demonstration. It was not a smoothless voting exercise that people are coming in and voting and going out. You could see people were explaining, and it is to you that they were trying to explain, and this is why it took a little longer time. You should not get worried about the batteries. We have catered for that. Don't get worried about them. We have a standby power banks, and therefore, even if it ran out, we'll still be able to do it. We have 2 power banks for every polling station. we have 2 machines for every polling station. We shall not run out of air. So can I ask Commission? Okay. Also, an addition of that, people who do not know where they are going to vote from, we are publishing all the polling stations so that people get to know where the polling stations are and therefore are able to identify where they're going to vote from. But the vote allocation slip is not only supposed to come out on the last day. They are giving them out now. A full month of giving out vote allocation slips. If you get your vote allocation slip, you are able to read it and you are able to tell where you are going to vote from. It's not going to be a problem. All these procedures and exercises are for you to make the exercise easy and seamless when we come to 15th December. Can I request Commissioner Peter to talk about the... Oh. Okay, can I... Okay, Director, please. Can you come and answer these questions that were raised?
So I will call on Mr. Chama first to clarify on the splitting of polling station and that information.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson, Commissioners, invited guests. I am here to explain something very brief about the polling stations, how you will find them on the day of polling. But the step the Commission has taken is actually to inform you ahead of time. The law requires the Commission to inform voters in advance whenever a polling station has been created, and the returning officer therefore does this on behalf of the Commission. In order to ensure that the biometric voter verification kits are used seamlessly on the polling day, as to allow every voter go through the process, the Commission has decided to average all polling stations to about 600 voters. If you timed the process fairly, you'll notice that we have about 600 voters going through that polling station during the polling hours from 7 to 4 p.m. That has been the idea. So what does the Commission do? The Commission has produced 21,600,000 voter allocation slips that are now being issued, like the Chairperson has already explained. Every voter who gets his or her voter allocation slip will therefore know their polling station in advance. Earlier on, the lead person in the voting process explained that a voter who turns up at a polling station and does not find his or her name on the register of that polling station, provided the voter is registered within the district where that polling station exists, the biometric kit will, in the first place, say you are not a voter at this polling station. But again, the kit is able to direct you to the polling station where your name appears within that same district. In other words, also individuals who may not know, may not carry voter allocation slips or may not carry national IDs at the polling station. Once their biometric verification is carried out, positively or not positively, the kit will be able to direct them to the polling station where their names are appearing. I don't know that that satisfies my part of the explanation. We split polling stations like this. Previously, we had a threshold of 900, up to around 900 voters for the rest polling stations outside Kampala City, Wakiso, and Mukono because they are high population areas. But because we needed the right numbers for voting using the kit, we began splitting. We came up with 3 thresholds. The first threshold was for 500 voters, and that was raising the number of polling stations from 38,000 to around 70,000 polling stations. Then we looked at another threshold of 600. That raised the number from 38,000 to around 53 or 53,000 polling stations. And finally, we looked at a threshold of 700 voters per polling station, and it raised the threshold to around 40,000 voters. In the Commission's wisdom, the decision was to take the average at 600 because it would enable a seamless process of voting. So right now, the option we had was to split the big polling stations that were well over and above 600 voters. The Deputy Chairperson, Chair of this session, explained earlier that by splitting the polling stations, we did not relocate them from the mother polling stations. What has happened is we created bigger polling centers where we had one polling station with more than 800, 900, 1,000 voters. We split that, and therefore we had 2 or more polling stations within the same center. That's what we have done. And they still bear the same route name. For example, if we had a polling station called Electoral Commission 7th Street as one station with 1,400 voters, if we split it, we probably will get about 2 or 3 polling stations. And therefore would still maintain the route name Electoral Commission 7th Street A to K. Then followed by Electoral Commission 7th Street L to N. And finally, Electoral Commission 7th Street polling station O to Z. That's what we have done, but within the same premise. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Deputy Chair, Commissioners, and our guests. To just answer about 3 questions on the BVVK. William asked, how dependable is the BVK for upcountry operations? One, you saw that the machine only utilizes battery. So and all the BVK kits are fully charged before we dispatch them to the districts. And as mentioned by the Deputy Chair, they also have battery banks. So they are very dependable, as you've seen from this demonstration. The second question was, does the information stay on the machine? The answer is yes. So once the polling has been concluded, the information is going to stay on these machines untampered, unless or otherwise requested. Whenever there is a request, for example, for court cases, we should be able to retrieve that information and then avail it as needed. The other question was about, does the machine share results? The quick answer is no. Remember, this biometric voter verification kit is for verification purposes. So it is to just identify you as a voter and confirm that you are the one. In terms of sharing results, I'm sure all of you will be tuned to the National Tally Center where these results will be announced. And the last question is about training. One, all the biometric verification kits have been delivered in the country. We are currently configuring them. And when it comes to training, the biometric verification operators have been recruited. And this week, starting Monday, they were being onboarded. What do I mean? One, as you saw from the process, they have to have general knowledge of how the polling is conducted. So these 2 days, we've done 2 days in each and every district, is just onboarding. Then in January, starting 8th, for 3 days, they'll be into now the practical of operating the kit. So even if you know how to operate the kit, you should know how the processes should go and how you should conduct the verification. So the people who are saying these 2 days were not adequate, there is more training for 3 more days where they'll be practical and they'll be simulating scenarios like these ones where we set up a polling station at the district level, countrywide. So they'll be setting up polling stations and going through the process. Each class will be comprised of 40 operators being trained at that particular point. So we are confident that the ones who are there, the operators have been recruited, who went through a very rigorous process, will be able to operate the machine given the number of days that we shall give them for purposes of practicals, which are 3 days. To just clarify again, the trainings which are ongoing right now for the BVK operators is just onboarding, the 2 days where we take them through the general process and then also ensure that the particulars we've received, mostly the NINs, are correct because they're very essential for that, for the polling processes. I think those were the questions that were asked. The security, yes. There was a question on one on accuracy, I think. How does the machine ensure accuracy? And then the security. As you were able to witness that if you're not a registered voter at a polling station, number one, you will not be able to vote. So that is ensuring that whoever is voting is actually accurately verified. Number two, once the data is on that machine, there's a process we call encryption. It's encrypted, and not any person can get that data and put it on a computer and be able to read it. You'll need a unique key that you'll have to enter, more of like how you put a pin into your phone and then you're able to access your phone. It's the same process. You won't be able, if the device, for example, is stolen or for whatever purpose, the person who would have taken will not be able to access the data on the device. And the reason is we've been able to encrypt it. And I had mentioned at the start of this briefing that the system has 2 components. It has the biometric verification kit, which we are seeing here, and it has also the central management system. So it's the central management system here at the Electoral Commission that is able to read the data on each and every kit once the data has been stored. I think that was all the questions. I'm getting also some, the other last question which you forgot is if someone can check if they're on the BVK. So the short answer is no. So long as you are on the register, the National Voters Register, it is automatic that you will be on the VVK for your respective polling station. So the quickest way around this is to ensure that you pick up your voter location slip, or you check online where you just put in Google voter locator and enter in your NIN, and it will be our website will be able to show you where you should be able to vote from. So the voter verification kit will be utilized for verification purposes, not for other purposes like finding out. However, on the polling day, should you turn up at a wrong polling station, the kit will be able to give information to the operator that you should be voting at another polling station XYZ. And that information, you'll get it on that polling day. So Julius, I hand back over to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Solomon Muhumuza, who is the Director of Technical Services. You've been asking what his name is. He's Solomon Muhumuza. He's Director of Technical Services here. Madam Chair, do you have some other? I think we are getting done. Just for Muluganda, Muluganda.
basebo ne bannyabo iriza nnyo ku office tubeebaziza nnyo mwebale ddala okubayita ne mujja. Commission yabayise tusobole okubannyonnyola kutambulamu okusobola okutuuka ku lunaku olwa 15 January 2026. Tuliko kiki kye tukola okusobola nga twetegekera akalulu kano. Ekisobola ennaku z'omwezi ezikyuseemu abagenda okulonda bannaffe aba special interest groups twetonderamu ennaku zikyuseemu ku lw'obawe ebiseera ebiwera nga bamaze okukuba akalulu akanene okusobola okutuuka gye bagenda okukubira akalulu akaabwe. Category esooka ya National Conference for Election of Persons with Disabilities Representatives to Parliament babadde balina okuba akalulu nga 19 January 2026 tukakyusiza tukateeka ku 3 February 2026. Ba councillors representing special interest groups, by youth, abakadde, ba PWDs ku sub-county and municipal akalulu kaabwe tukajja ku 19 January ne tukateeka ku 3 January 2026. Abokusatu National Conference eyabakozi workers representative to Parliament eyabakozi tukajja ku 21 January ne tukateeka ku 19 January. Awo njagala nnyo mutunulewo kubanga tukasembeza mabega. Tukajja ku 21 January tukateeka ku 19 January. Omutendero gw'okuna National Conference eyabakyala ba youth representative to Parliament. Abakyala ba youth representative to Parliament tukajje ku 28 January ne tukateeka ku February nga 6. N'ekisembayo conference ya regional youth representative ba youth bonna okutwaliramu tukajje ku 6 February ne tukateeka ku 28 January. Nako kazeeke mabega tekagenze mu maaso. So n'ekyo twagadde mumanye enkyukakyuka mu nnaku z'omwezi ezo tukikoze ku lwa bulungi lw'abantu abo abagenda okuba obululu basobole okwenyigira mu bululu obulala buli nga balina ebiseera ebibatuusa ku mutendera gwabwe. Ekyokubiri kye twagadde tubabuulire nti nno tuli mu kugaba obukonge bwe tuyita voter allocation slips. Obwo obukonge twatandika obugaba nga 15 December tujja kumala nga 13 January. Tubugabira ku parish, tubugabira ku muluka tubugabira ku muluka gwonna mu Uganda wonna buli wali omuluka bwe tugabira obukonge buno. Obukonge buno twatandika okubugaba emyaka kati ennonda gwa 3 nga biva ku bantu n'okwemulugunya nti no batuuka okulonda nga tebamanyi wa bagenda kulondera. Ne twagala tukole obukonge obwo tubuweeyo nga olunaku lw'okulonda terunnatuuka omuntu amanye wa wagenda okulondera aleme kutambula agenda ku polling station eno ng'ate agenda kubira kalulu walala. N'olwekyo tubakubiriza abantu bagende bafune obukonge buno tebalwawo basobole okumanya wa walina okukubira akalulu ke olunaku lunatuuka asobole okukakuba. Akakonge ako kaliko erinnya lyo, kaliko ekifaananyi kyo, kaliko ennaku z'omwezi ze wazaalibwa n'ekyalo gy'ova ne constituency byonna nga bwe wabiwa abannira. N'olwekyo bw'okafuna naawe n'okasomako kasobola okukulagira ddala nti ono yenze kubanga n'ekifaananyi kiba kikyo. Tubakubiriza mu bufune. Kajja kube ojja kusobola okukakozesa akakonge ako mujja kukakozesa nga tulonda president ne bamemba ba parliament era mu demo kakozese nga tulonda ba chairpersons ne ba councillors ba district, era mu kakozese nga tulonda ba municipal ne state division chairpersons ne councillors, ate era mu demo kakozese nga tukozesa sub county town chairpersons and councillors elections. So omulundi gwonna guno ogwa 2026 ennonda zonna ze tugenda okukola akakongo ako kajja kuyamba kolina okukozesa. Twagala okubategeeza nti no voter allocation slip si yakutunda, togezaako kugigula kuba si yakutunda, naye gikime bukimi kumuluka, gikime bukimi kumuluka ojja gisangayo bagikuwe. Era tubayita tukubiriza bonna abeewandiisa ng'abalonzi okugenda okukima obukonge obwo. Ekyokusatu kye twabadde twagala okubabuulira kibadde ku enkola y'akuuma kagenda okutuyambako nga tukuba akalulu bwe kagenda okukola. Akuuma ako tukayita Biometric Voter Verification Kit, mu Luganda sikimanyi naye nga bwe kati bwe tukayita. Kakakuuma ako twakakozesa mu 2021 ne 2016. Ku mulundi guno kagenda kubeera compulsory, kagenda kubeera kateeka buli omu alina okukayitamu. Ku polling station akuuma ako ke kakumanya nti yeggwe. Twayagadde tubakolere demonstration mulabe engeri gye kanaakolamu n'emitendera gye kanaayitamu, musobole okubuuza ebibuuzo nammwe mukategeere bulungi. Nsuubira nti nno demonstration gye tukoze eyongedde okubamanyisa akuuma ako bwe kajja okukola, ate nga tujja kukola ne demonstration endala ku district yonna. Buli omu gye tuva ku district tujja kukola demonstration twongere okusomesa abantu akuuma ako bwe kagenda okukola. Ekigendererwa ky'akuuma ako tugezaako okwanukula ebibuuzo abantu bye badde baleeta. Ekimu nga bagamba nti abantu bajja ne bayingiza obululu obutabadde polling station eyo ne babuyingizaamu mu boxi ne tububalanga obwabadde awo. Bwe kutukozesa akuuma ako kasobola okumanya nti kano akalulu ka wano, kano akalulu si ka wano, n'olwekyo akatali ka wano tetujja kukabala. Era okukozesa akuuma ako kituyamba mangu okumanya nti ono omuntu wa wano yagenda kubeera wano akalulu, kubanga baali batugamba ebyo byava mu reports ze twafuna oluvannyuma lw'akalulu kwa 2021 nti abantu bava ewantu ewalala ne bajja ne basimba mu layini kuba bw'akalulu. Kakati olw'okuba akuuma ako ne bagamba mbu n'abafu ne balonda, ebyo twabijja mu report. Kati tugamba abafu tebajja kulonda kuba akuuma tekajja balaba, n'abavudde ewalala tebajja kulonda kubanga akuuma kano tekajja kubalaba, kajja kulaba abo bokka abeewandiisa neeyo, era be bokka abajja okukubirako akalulu. Omugaso mugezaako okubanyonnyola omugaso gw'akuuma ako. So n'omuntu yennyini amaze okukuba akalulu ako bw'agenda n'akomawo mu layini n'agezaako okuba omulundi ogwokubiri, kajja mwegaana, kajja mugaana, kajja mugamba wamala dda, wamaze dda, tekajja mukkiriza. N'olwekyo kyebadde bagamba mbu waliwo multiple voting, abantu bagenda ne bakomawo nange naddamu, tekajja kusobola kukkiriza kuddamu. Ebyo byonna akuuma ako kagenda kutufunira solution ku problems ezo zonna bwe zibanga ddala zibaddewo. So twabayise wano musobole okulaba akuuma ako mukasiima era mutubuuze ebibuuzo nga bwe mubuuziza, musobole okumanya nti ketugenda okukosa ate katteeka tekaliiko kugamba. Era okuba katteeka singa ojja n'engalo yo nga twakola emirimu eri oba bulooka oba kulima neggwerera, enjola ne zigwerera, kajja kukebera feesi yo era kakunoonye ggwe. So tewali kugamba nti anze engalo ezange nkoowu, nedda, feesi yo teyinza koowa ne bweba ekaddiye tekoowa. N'olwekyo engalo bwe zinaagaana nga kakunoonya ku feesi ng'era okuba akalulu katteeka. Kyengeza kubaga nti akuuma katteeka. Message enjagala obbawa akuuma katteeka kajja kusolvinga problem ezaffe nga Electoral Commission n'ezammwe abalonze. saagala mugamba ate lwaki kateeka nze saagala kulinda saagala obudde sirina n'ebigenderako obudde tulina obufuna tusobole okufuna solution y'ebizibu ebyo byonna byonna bye mubadde mujja mutuwandiikira era bwe tunaaba nga tukakozeseza bulungi nga bwe tusuubira nti abantu bajja kufuna confidence mu ngeri gye tukuttemu akalulu kano nolwekyo training egenda mu maaso tusomesa bannaffe abali mu field tubasomesa ate tugenda tuka tubongere okubasomesa naye kati tubasomesa mu Uganda mwonna mu district zonna tuli mu kusomesa kati era tubasomesa kuumaako ate era tujja kuddamu tubasomese ng'okulonda kwenyini kugenda kutuuka ebyo bye byabadde mu bye nabadde njogedde okusooka naye nga maliriza ntuuse okwetonda kwa chairman kubanga namulinzeeko nadde manyi nti ajja yabadde agenda kujja ndowooza tekiba kya buvunaanyizibwa obutababuulira nti abadde supposed okuba naffe n'emirimu nga bwe tugenda tutuuka ku lunaku gifuuse mingi nnyo naŋŋamba beerawo naye nzija naye tasobodde kutuuka ate tumaliriza tusa okusiima kwe gye muli kubanga buli kaseera lwabayita mujja ate era nsima ntuuse okwetonda gwe tasobodde kuba naffe. Thank you so much. Wanji obuuma bwe tugenda okukozesa obuuma buteekwa kwenkana ne polling stations naye buli polling station kyenna okugamba erina obuuma bubiri. Polling stations ziri 5,000 mu 739 the polling station naye buli polling station erina obuuma bubiri. Okay. Obuuma buli 19,142 19,142 bwe buuma.
Thank you very much. Webale nnyo Hajat, Deputy Chairperson w'akakiiko k'ebyokulonda, Hajat Aisha Lubega, and we thank you, Commissioners, because I don't want you you always ask, you want to know who was who. Let me show you who is here on the front table so that you get the names and descriptions right. From there is Commissioner Peter Emorut. Commissioner, please just stand up so that, because they normally go and then they said there was somebody there, there was somebody. Commissioner Peter Emorut, Commissioner Honorable Anthony Okello, Commissioner Dr. Simba Kayunga Sali, Madam Chair Hajat Aisha Lubega, you've seen her, and Commissioner Caroline Binamario. And we have members of management, Director Solomon Muhumuza. I saw somebody call him Solomon Kawesa. He's Solomon Muhumuza. I repeat it because I don't want, we don't want misrepresentation of names. So I want to thank you very much. We thank representatives, agents of presidential candidates who have come. We thank you very much for being here, for witnessing. We thank representatives of political parties. We thank civil society organization, observers, young people, members of the press, all of you. We thank our sign language interpreters. Mebo Murunji is here. There was also Hope Nyamwiza, I think she's there, for purposes of ensuring inclusivity of the electoral process and the information that we are sharing. We thank you so much, and we hope and we call upon you to be agents of communicating the lessons, the takeaways, the main takeaways that have been taken from this briefing. As has been said, this is just the beginning of sensitizing the country, of sensitizing stakeholders to make sure that we are all comfortable, we are all confident, we all understand, we all appreciate, and we all support this very, very important initiative of ensuring greater credibility and greater integrity in our electoral processes, so that the one man, one woman, one vote principle is achieved to the greatest extent possible. Thank you so very much. And this marks the end of this briefing. Thank you. We'll see you next time. We'll call you again when there are other issues to address. For the members of the press and those who are here, we have put a frequently asked questions sheet on our digital platforms, on X, on our website, and in WhatsApp groups. It answers that sheet, answers many of the questions. Some that have been asked, many that have not been asked, many that have been anticipated, have all been answered in that fact sheet. Please check it out, download it, and use it to inform the others that may need to be informed. Members of the press, make sure that we capture your particulars. Richard will make sure that he captures your particulars because we want to make sure that we send this information back to you. So get those particulars right. And we thank our polling officials, the presiding officer, the polling assistants, the machine operator, who have taken us through, the voter education team for taking us through this exercise of the real polling station scenario. My name is Julius Muchunguzi. Thank you very much. And I've signed out.